back to the neighborhood, thinking back up and down those streets, Mott Street, Mulberry Street, Spring, Kenmare, Broome Street, Grand, every block had a different crew. So, for example, let's say you started out on Mulberry Street. You had the Cavalcante family, Bonanno family. You go up a couple of blocks more, you got the Genovese family. You go up a couple of blocks more, you got the Gambino family. There was really only one Colombo guy. After Sonny Pinto and Gioia, who was the underboss at that time to Carmine Persico, after that hit took place with Joe Gallo, there was one guy in the neighborhood, when I think about the Colombos, because they really didn't have a crew down in the city, was Joe Black. His name was Joey Gargone.
That name sounds so familiar.
Yeah. And his son was Joe Black Jr., but, Joey Gargone, he was a boxer. A kid would box. He knew how to box. So the father was a boxer too, tough kid with his hands, And the father used to have a club on Mulberry, right across from the tailor shop. He used to walk around with a cane every day, right? With his head up in the air, sunglasses, fedora hat. Always looked like he was going on a hit, like an old timer with getting ready to pull out a Tommy gun.
Or go to a meeting or something.
So he would have his canes handmade. They would be handmade, so they had like a heavy ball-bearing ball on the top, so he could use it as a, double it as a weapon. Yeah, which was smart, Yeah, but him, he was a character looking back. But all the guys really at the neighborhood, when you think about it, you had Joe Butcher's Club, you had the Ravenite, you had Alex Black, Black Alex, Pete DeFeo. You had Joe Black's Club. You had Zuki, Matty the Horse. Rusty had a club over there. Then you take Elizabeth Street. You had all the Dellacroces over there. I mean, it was just all over. It wasn't like I said. It wasn't like the West Side.
It's very interesting that all the families had a presence there. Like that is amazing to me. You wouldn't think that everybody would want a presence. That everybody had their own little hood, if you will, to answer to. They did, but they all gathered there. I mean, for meetings and things of that nature are what I remember.
But something, who had the opportunity really to run the whole neighborhood with the kids and the families and all that stuff, like the way they micromanaged everything was O'Neill.
Is that right?
Yeah, because at the time when I was growing up, if you look back, he was like the biggest name. Because he was the underboss of the Gambino family.
Right.
He goes all the way back to I heard Murder Inc.,
The original.
Yeah. And, I think if he would have got involved more, which he probably didn't want to,
Sometimes they're content in their positions.
Yeah. I mean, after a while, if you get a kid from let's say Hester Street, and he's close with, I don't know, Wise Guy or something, Neil's not going to get, it was kind of like, who's with who.
Right.
And that's the guy, the crew's going to take care of you. Because don't forget, you have Prince Street, you have Lucchese's there.
Yeah.
Now,
did they have the largest presence, the Lucchese's, in that area?
No.
Would you say that one? Who did?
I'd say half and half, Gambino and Genovese.
Genovese, yeah. That's interesting. To that, it still amazes me that everybody convened in that area.
Well, I mean, even all the other neighbors too. Look at Brooklyn.
Yeah, Brooklyn's the same way. You're right.
But when I go back to when I talk about going over that bridge and how different it was when you talk about the violence, right?
In Brooklyn, yeah.
Like I said, the guys in New York, it was a different conversation. At least the guys on Prince Street.
Yeah.
How we're gonna make money? Where's the next racket?
Opportunity? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Brooklyn. Like I said, you go over that bridge.
It's a whole new world.
Right. Whole different mentality.
Yeah.
And they say, well, the guys from Manhattan, they were bad too, right? Yeah. They were capable, but we didn't have a gas pipe in Manhattan.
Yeah.
We didn't have a Roy DeMeo crew or Gemini twins.
Yeah.
We didn't have a Tommy Karate. We didn't have a Jerry Papper. The list goes on and on. Sammy the Bull.
Yeah.
We didn't have, we had capable guys back in Manhattan, but Brooklyn was just a whole different animal. Think about it.
Big city,
We
Brooklyn.
didn't have cops on payroll that were, mafia cops. They whack you out, pull you over for a traffic light.
And it's over.
And whack you out, you know?
Yeah.
So, Manhattan guys were capable, very capable, but they weren't bloodthirsty at all.
They were more business-minded.
The guys in Brooklyn were more like...
wanted the power, it sounds like to me.
They kept track of their... they just wanted body counts.
Body count.
It's like ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what they wanted.
I got to say, I never want people to think that, I praised... I look back now, like, I don't want to sound like I praise Gas Pipe, I praise Vic, or, making them sound like heroes. I never said that, and I hope I don't come across like that. What I will say is that, he was not a good guy. He was not. Vic Camuso. Most of these people we're talking about, most of the people we're talking about, they're not good people.
Yeah.
Right? But he was good to me. Matter of fact, I look back, he was very good to me.
But yeah, people say that you're glamorizing some of that, but that ain't the case.
No, I don't want to sound like, because the way, don't think for 1 minute that it didn't cross my mind as fast as he, with these other guys that were around him. One day he gets up, he makes the decision, you got to go. Don't think for 1 minute it couldn't, I didn't think it could have been me,
Yeah, no matter how much he loved you, he's still...
Everybody thinks they're the exception, right? You see something happen on the street, and then you go, well, it ain't going to happen to me because I'm the exception.
Right.
And
that's when you find out you're wrong.
But looking back, he did the right thing by me.
Yeah.
Where's that get you?
Still here.
Not because of him, but yeah. But no, looking back as far as the neighborhood, I'm trying to think of other things, because I like to talk about things that I was directly involved in, people that I do know, that I know for a fact, because I don't want to, not a mob reporter.
We're using your stories, your memory.
You're never going to hear breaking news. Hey guys, tune in. I got breaking news. Now, I will say though, I'll never mention their names. I do talk to a lot of people. I have a lot of what you will call sources, right? But I don't get involved in this misinformation out there.
There's a lot of that.
A lot of rumor mills, a lot of stuff. I don't get involved in the mix, You
don't need to. Your stories are real. It's like you said, we're using your memory and things you've been involved in. And that makes sense. You're able to portray it very well.
I tell you, when I spent a lot of time at my grandfather's club on Grand Street between Christie and the Bowery.
Right.
And I learned a lot from that man. I learned a real lot from him, a lot of wisdom. And until today, I miss him, I heard he passed. But I didn't even realize he was my grandfather till, so get this. I heard I had a grandfather out there because my grandfather was Fatty Russo.
And that's your mom's?
They called him Joe Russo.
Right.
That's my doctor, Al Diaco.
Yeah.
So Al Diaco. His son Joey's his oldest son. He went on to be a May guy as well. I'll get into the things that Joey was involved in. That's a whole nother... I got to get into an episode because Al then goes into Brooklyn and goes into all those guys. I want to just stay downtown for now.
Okay.
So I want to go through, where I grew up, how I grew up, and who I grew up with, my friends, and wise guys from the neighborhood.
The neighborhood, yeah.
Yeah. But as far as Prince Street goes, I would say the closest ones I was with were Rafi, Joe Beck, the rest of them were kind of like on a, spent a lot of time with them.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know them as well as those two guys.
In the game, Uno. Shout out to my Usos, killing bills like Uma. Balls travel from Pluto, big truck soprano, gabagool and.